Hello everyone, welcome once again to Investing with the Difference. So today again we are going to look at the markets, we are going to look at EOS news, and most importantly we are going to look at how the various blockchains are doing and some of the news in the overall crypto space. So let's start with the coin market cap, which we look at during the market discussions. And as you can see, we are kind of at 114 billion dollar. One thing which people will keep looking at the total market cap and how it's stabilizing. One thing I would like to highlight is that there are a lot of stable coins now, and relatively, like, a lot of market cap is still kind of in stable coins, which because they are pegged to US dollars. So it's not in general, I would say that it's coming down. So it's still a bear market. A lot of people, I think, a lot of coins are losing market cap and giving away to something like Tether. If I go down the list, you will see that there are more USD coin. It has 300 million market cap. Then we have True USD, which is 200 million market cap. So there are quite a lot in the top 50. You will see that there are a lot of stable coins which are almost like people are waiting to get back into the market. So while Bitcoin is stabilizing, I think Ethereum has been going up and down and kind of trying to find a bottom. I think overall the smaller coins are losing value. So this is something which is interesting because this is not really captured when people look at total market cap stabilizing in 110 to 120 billion dollar range. As I kept showing you, I think a lot of coins have lost value. EOS is kind of maintaining number 4 now. Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, which is again another form of Bitcoin Cash, they keep going up and down. Litecoin recently has really caught up, and as we saw previously with Tron, it had gone up, and now I think Litecoin is going above Tron. So what is really happening, I think ultimately it's about what is going on with your institutional investment, which was everybody was waiting for towards the end of okay, let me see if I can stop this advertisement. Sorry for that. So Bloomberg has been claiming that Fidelity is going to launch their Bitcoin custody services, which is huge because there are two things. I think there are a lot of people who always speculate. Bloomberg usually puts out a news. It's really reliable. Fidelity is a huge player in the institutional money because they have a lot of funds. They service a lot of pension funds, a lot of big funds who allocate money. So this is going to be huge. I think if they really launch in March, I would say Bitcoin custody is a huge problem for funds. Like for you and me, we can always talk about owning it, having a key, and so on. Similar thing, I think Bakkt is another solution which has got huge funding. This is from the NYSE, that is New York Stock Exchange owner Intercontinental Exchange. They are backing this, so it's again a huge player just like Fidelity, and they are also looking for custody. And so the difference between this and a ETF or any other like previous institutional investment tools like futures was that those are trading tools, but these Bakkt and Fidelity, they are talking about actual custody. That means they will be delivering physical Bitcoin, not necessarily physical as in Bitcoin is never physical, but let me say they will be holding the custody in vaults, and that's the kind of services basically that will taking out real Bitcoin out of circulation. So this can create a real organic demand, and that is something which gets me excited. Now Bakkt is for real. I was looking at the LinkedIn, and they have like more than 10 jobs posted. They're hiring very actively. They are not just sitting there, and they have got quite a lot of money raised. Like if you look at their actual round of funding, they raised hundreds of millions of dollars. So they are able to raise money even in the bear market. They are able to expand their teams. Then I think very soon we will see this custodial services, and Fidelity is not waiting. They are going to go and announce. So this is another, I think, sign when we will start seeing a real progress in overall crypto market, maturity of these big players coming in, stabilizing. That is something we are looking for, and hopefully this will change how this total market cap behaves. And as we all know, I think let's go back to Blocktivity. We keep looking at it like, how EOS is always leading the pack in terms of number of transactions. It's way ahead of anything else. And even like if you see VAX, they have forked out EOS. It's a private chain now. I think they have completely changed it, so it's not really EOS anymore or EOS.io anymore, but this is again DPoS. BitShare is another. We'll have to take notice that there's a real usage happening on these DPoS chains. All these institutional investors who are big on Bitcoin, they will have to open up more services to serve things which are really being used and really making things happen. And just to, when we're talking about real usage, Blocktivity is one thing. A lot of people complain that this can be faked. Now let's look at the dApp ranking. Now what is happening here is we have EOS usually on the top, and this is all the blockchains we have selected: Ethereum, EOS and Tron. But what is more interesting is Tron, which is having a lot of apps. They have copied the whole model of dApps, basically gambling. So it's not really Tron copying, it's like dApp developers, they realize that EOS is getting a lot of games, gambling, and that people are copying those gambling trends on Tron. And because it's a totally new community, the crypto, whether it's good or bad, everybody is in their own space. There are a lot of Tron believers who jumped onto these apps, and at some point, I think once they adopt either it's gambling apps or any kind of dApps, once they get used to, ultimately it's a progress of the overall space. We should not be trying to compete. Means my view has been, it's not one versus other. I think we are competing against bigger ideas. Like for dApps, we are talking about decentralized application. I welcome Tron, I welcome EOS. I think we all believe in EOS, but I think ultimately it doesn't matter which technology you use, whether you like it or not. I think it's all about there is more usage happening on blockchain, more people are interested. Tron is also DPoS, and that is a delegated proof of stake, which is great for acceptance of technology. Now let me go back to Bitcoin and say that what really drives the price. A lot of people ask me that I think researchers, I think ultimately Bitcoin is a store of value. It's like gold, you should compare it with. So gold has no real usage. Like if somebody comes and asks you why Bitcoin should be valued, I think it's a very simple answer, that why is gold valued at a certain price? The total market cap of gold is in trillions. This is one of the researcher talking about 8 trillion, but 8 trillion is it's very difficult to know how much gold really exists in the world because it was never documented in early days, and it is estimated at 8 trillion, and there is another trillions of dollars of gold buried under the earth. So it can always be, even while knowing that more and more gold can be mined, we have this kind of a price. And gold is very lightly used. Like you may have some usage in electronics. Most of the history of gold, it was never used other than as a form of money. So it's not really, and it is not easy to use. You cannot go to a shop and you can give a gold bar and say I want to buy a car. So anybody questioning like Bitcoin, why it is valuable when it is not going to be used easily, I'm sure Bitcoin community is trying to solve those issues. They are trying to build lightning nodes and so on. So I'm not following that very closely, but I know that a lot of believers in Bitcoin think that that problem will be solved. But irrespective, even if we look at Bitcoin as a gold, I would say that it already serves the purpose which gold serves, and it cannot be infinitely mined. It's very similar properties. It's much easier. And recently what happened with the like the governments who keep their money in different vaults, security of gold is so difficult, versus you can easily secure Bitcoin using much lesser money. You can have better control of Bitcoin versus gold. So the actual benefits of Bitcoins is way above gold. But I think it's all about acceptance, and as and when this fidelity backed, they make Bitcoin as an acceptable asset, using better tools, using custodial services. I think there's while I do not agree that it will replace the whole gold market, what I can say is it can coexist with gold, and it can capture some market cap of gold. So again, I'm not saying that this is a good prediction of $8 trillion of market cap for Bitcoin, because another thing you need to remember is in crypto space there are a lot of other competitors. You have Litecoin, you have Bitcoin Cash trying to prove. So it's a technology, but I think it's ultimately there will be only one gold. Just like there are other metals which are used as money, but there has to be some, like when money was introduced in society, gold was identified as the leader, and even the paper money was backed by gold till a certain time. Of course, nowadays it doesn't matter. Governments do not worry about the gold store. What I'm trying to highlight is the brand of Bitcoin will lead it, even though there is competition, and there may be some people who may accept other currencies. So cryptocurrency is one application. In EOS world, we are looking at more adoption in real world application. We are talking about while it's games, while there are exchanges, I think we are looking at ultimately some use cases where you day to day you are using EOS as your currency, as your resource cost, which is what EOS is reflecting. Now let's go back on what is the other news. What I like is there's a new service from Attic Lab. They call it EOS-CPU-Aid. So this is they are doing, what they're doing is, Codex is an exchange which is allowing people some free CPU for users of their app. So this is another great idea, because what they're doing is, so this is not free. EOS means you are going to get those 50 EOS. Basically what they're saying is you will get the CPU bandwidth of 50 EOS if you're actively using the apps. So this is a great way of promoting your apps, because people need these CPU bandwidth if they are very actively using dApps. And there are some really interesting solutions being found by these various players in EOS world. The Codex is one player, and Attic Lab as a block producer, they decided to sponsor it. So it's interesting news. I think a lot more of this will happen, and as the Rex comes along, I'm sure it will solve a lot of issues. Now what else is happening? I would say that in general EOS apps are making very good progress. We still have very strong usage of network. What we are doing in EOS developer community, I would like to highlight that we have launched our blockchain workshop last week. We had great presence. I think we got a lot of coverage. From Colin and other people, means they're already talking about it, but I think our goal is to really continue this on a day-to-day basis, build a huge developer community in Silicon Valley. In this process, as Blockstart initiative, we are actually doing a bigger workshop with Google now, and this is going to be a Google developer group co-organization. So if you go to their website and their meetup, we have 100 people signed up. So this is what is interesting, because of course we have a smaller community, but Google has a much bigger community. So this is the same meetup, but they have posted it on their meetup group, and we have 100+ sign up. So we are going to do some basic talks around introductions, how we are incubating this dApps, the smart contract development from Crypto Twins, which are part of EOS, and America and Penelope Lopez. And we have some talks around legal and compliance. We are going to also talk about how to run EOS.io node and also improving user adoption. And this is from the Icon group, who is running ORID and chains on EOS.io. So this is a great lineup we have. We are going to have some interesting discussions. We are also making sure that this is purely EOS.io based. These are a huge initiative coming from Google developer group, and we are very happy to partner with them. So they are interested in working with us to educate people, and this is the kind of things we are looking for. Like, if as a part of the EOS community, if you are watching this, please come and reach out to us on how we can create more of these content. We have huge developer pool. If you see, there are 100+ attendants, 100 in Google group and 12 more in our meetup group. And not just that, it's still 10 days away. Usually what I have seen with these meetups is we have much more signups in last few days, so I won't be surprised if we have 150+ people here. And this is Silicon Valley. These are some great engineers. We want to make sure that they are excited about EOS and they are getting the right initiation with the best of the tools. this is continuously going to happen under block start. So we are this is something I wanted to talk about, and I want to you to come and join us and ask us questions if you have any on how you can make a difference. And this is all about joining this decentralized application wave. Like, this is a revolution which is going to happen whether you get involved or not. This is something which is not stopping, because the kind of investments which were made last year, even though this did not go well in the coin market cap and when we look at these markets, but if you look at when I talk to the VCs, when I talk to the developers, the enthusiasm is double of what it was last year. So let me tell you that there are people who are building. There are people who are really investing their time, and money is one thing. There's no lack of money in blockchain space, I would say, even in a bear market. But what is more important is there are people who are really building on EOS. And people, of course, I don't want to say that Ethereum people are not building. Ethereum is actually one of the biggest developer community. But when I talk to more and more people, I'm realizing that they are very, very open to come to EOS. They are understanding the limitations of Ethereum. And we need to give them education as a community. We need to initiate them, and that's the effort we will keep making as part of this Blockstart initiative, and we are looking for more partners in this domain. So thanks once again for watching this video. If you're still around, it was a little bit longer than I planned, but I think the whole idea is we want to look at a bigger picture, that how these markets are behaving. While I can see that a lot of you as an investor, you are disappointed with the bear market, you are looking for this price to jump. What you need to understand is that things take time to build, and you have to be patient. But what if you look at the progress, I'm not disappointed. Price is one thing, but actual progress is happening, and we just need to make sure that we are all keeping our focus and not losing sight of the bigger picture. And as time progresses, we will really see things change. So thanks once again. Bye for now. Do subscribe and share this video, and do send us your feedback if you want to join our initiative. Do join our Telegram channel. I think a lot of discussions happen there. You can also go to our Twitter, and you can follow us for day-to-day updates. So thanks a lot. Bye for now.